I remember the sound of my skull hitting the step, a dull crack, then darkness swallowing me whole. When I woke, the hospital lights stung my eyes, my arm in a cast, ribs bandaged, head pounding, and my parents standing at the foot of the bed, cold eyes, flat voices. "You deserved it," my mother said. My father nodded. "You've always thought you were better than her. Her, my sister, the one who shoved me down the stairs the night I came home with good news. I had just signed a $6 million contract, a deal that should have lifted us all. I walked through the door ready to share it. Instead, I got hands on my back and concrete steps rushing up to meet me. They always compared us. She was the golden child, the delicate one who needed protecting. I was the mule. Work harder, give more, don't complain. When I got scholarships, they said I was lucky. When she failed classes, they said she's sensitive. When I sent money home, they called it my duty. When she wasted theirs, they called it her right. And still, I stayed. Still, I gave, because I thought love could be earned. But lying in that hospital bed, hearing my parents justify my fall as deserved, that was the day love died. A few days later, they all came, parents, sister, cousins, not with flowers, not with concern, but to mock me. "You think you're rich now?" my sister sneered. "You'll never belong at the top. You're just a fluke." Laughter filled the room like smoke choking the air. I didn't argue, I didn't cry, I didn't beg for their approval anymore. I just waited, because I wasn't alone. When the door opened again, silence cut the room in half. My father's face went white, his voice broke. "Oh my God, it's him!" The man who stepped in wasn't family, not by blood, but he was power, my new business partner, a man whose name made headlines, whose signature turned investments into empires. He looked at me, not as a broken son, not as a fallen sibling, but as an equal. And then he looked at them. "This," he said, his voice calm but sharp, "is the person I trust with my fortune. And you? You tried to destroy him." My parents froze. My sister's smirk cracked. They didn't know the contract I signed wasn't just money. It was ownership, assets, protection. I had placed my future in hands stronger than theirs could ever be. And now, every cruel word, every betrayal, every stolen year of my loyalty, it was debt coming due. I leaned forward in the hospital bed, my voice steady. For years, I gave everything to this family: money, time, love. You told me I was never enough, so I became more than you could imagine. And now? I gestured to my partner beside me. Now, I don't need you. The confrontation unraveled fast. My father stammered about misunderstandings. My mother begged, her tone dripping false sweetness. My sister tried to spin the push as an accident, but their voices grew smaller, weaker, until they were drowned out by the truth standing beside me. For once, I didn't have to prove myself. The world already saw my worth. They were the ones exposed. I cut them off with one final sentence: "Leave. You've taken enough." And for the first time in my life, they obeyed. When the door shut, the room was quiet again. Not the suffocating silence of their mockery, but a clean one, a silence that belonged to me. I thought revenge would feel like fire, burning, consuming, but it felt like ice, calm, controlled, certain. They pushed me down the stairs thinking I would stay broken. Instead, I rose higher than they could ever reach. Now, when I close my eyes, I don't see their sneers. I see the contracts, the signatures, the empire I'm building brick by brick, without them. My family taught me one lesson, the only one that mattered. Sometimes blood isn't thicker than water. Sometimes it stains, and when it does, you wash it off, walk away, and never look back.